We're here today with Kurt Baker from Attitudes in Reverse. We are discussing mental health and the current condition due to the stress that was impacted by COVID.
Yes, it's extremely important these days, especially after the last 2 years plus. We really endured something we've never endured in history. We've locked down people for days, months, years on end, and that creates additional stress in life by isolating them, separating them. We are human beings and we are social animals, so we need to be together.
We're facing a mental health crisis with our youth today. And for those who don't receive mental health treatment, very often young people will count on self-medication, using substances in order to feel better.
In fact, suicidal ideations is significantly up, and so this is affecting the students, the families. Those people have been isolated, working from home without their colleagues, have been impacted. Now we're starting to get back to work again, and we need to recognize that those people coming back together again are still suffering from the isolation side of it, and so we need to really be empathetic towards each other and help each other and recognize the fact that things like we recognize in schools that like a 7th grader would now be in 9th grade has really skipped 2 years of social development, and a lot of us don't need to recognize the fact that there's still many things that we need to do to really assist them to get up to speed. Things like eye contact, getting back to talking to each other directly, things about listening to each other and really replying to those needs and trying to sense those non-verbal things that we all endure. The body language needs to come back, and things that we are not used to doing with each other. We need to start remembering some of those things and helping each other work back to a normalized society where we're interacting with each other one-on-one again. And once we start to do that, I think it'll be much better.
This isn't my story. It is the story of my siblings. And it is their stories that deserve to be told and that have the important message. Growing up, both of my siblings lived with bipolar disorder as well as other mental illnesses. My little sister Olivia, she is now 20 years old, but at the age of 5, she quit kindergarten. She would run out of school, just have these massive outbursts. We didn't know what was wrong with her, but it was very clear that something was wrong with her. So we took her to a psychologist and psychiatrist. And right there at the age of 5, she was diagnosed with bipolar and ADHD and OCD and some other mental illnesses.
Suicide prevention is so important. I was a friend of Kenny's, but we're also here today in memory of my best friend Ariana. This is her mom Ingrid, and she passed away due to suicide in 2017, so we're also here in her memory to celebrate her life.
The shirt says she is the soul of a gypsy, the heart of a hippie, and the spirit of a fairy.
And on the back it has her name, Ariana. Health is so important for our young people, having outlets and opportunities, and putting pets together with kids, and dogs helping. I think that's just amazing. So I think that can make a huge difference.
There is another story that also deserves to be told, and that's the story of my brother Tyler. Also struggled, but we didn't know it. We also didn't know that much about mental health when he was in 5th grade. Didn't know that there was something wrong with him. My parents thought he would just grow out of it. But as he got older, it turned into something more, and that darkness that he had since he was in 5th grade, he was having night terrors, it kind of consumed him. And we started noticing, unfortunately, when it was too late. And by that point, he had already turned to drugs as a means to self-medicate, kept trying more and more drugs because it made him feel better, and he said it turned off the demons that were in his head.
And the leading cause today of those 18 to 45 is actually fentanyl poisoning, fentanyl overdoses, and we're not talking about that as a nation. We need to start talking about the underlying mental health issues so that people don't feel that need to self-medicate with drugs or alcohol.
In 2018, after his longest period of recovery, longest period of being sober, that was 6 months, it's the most he's ever achieved. He was doing really well, and we got a call one day that he had overdosed and died in his car.
Don't you worry about how, but I got it all figured out.
I go to schools, and there are so many young people who are going out in ambulances to mental health hospitals. So many people who work in schools tell me that it's unprecedented.
And just in terms of the everyday living with siblings with bipolar disorder, it's extremely hard. You never know what you're going to get when you wake up, if they're going to be having a good day or a bad day. It kills you to see them having a bad day, and when they're having a good day, you get yourself so excited and you just crash even harder, and it's even worse to see them on their bad day after a good day. So a lot of ups and downs, but no matter what, just important to support them and be that stigma-free space, as I like to call it, at home for them, and let them know that they're loved and they matter.
And I'd never dance till I danced with you, my love. Couldn't hear the music, but I'm sure that it was good stuff. And I'd never sang with a tear falling from my eye. And every time I lose it, I am not afraid to cry.
If you see something, you want to make sure you say something, you know, and it's okay to ask about how you're feeling mentally. It's okay to ask if you're struggling with thoughts of suicide. It's actually okay. When our son Kenny was struggling, the first time we identified his illness, I reached out and I said to him, Kenny, we need to go to the hospital. He didn't argue, he didn't say a word, he just got up and he walked with me. He knew he needed help, he just didn't know how to ask for it. So sometimes we have to give them the opportunity to be able to reach out and to ask.
I've actually been volunteering with AIR since about 2012. I do it mostly because I'm raising 2 children with mental health challenges. So it's just very important to me to get the message out and help the youth as much as we can.
Superstition's got you down. There's no right way to get back to your heart. Oh Lord, don't you worry about how, but I've got it all figured out.
So we have to make sure we take away the stigma of mental health issues. You know, sadly, there's many doctors who won't treat somebody for a mental health issue if they have a substance abuse issue. They want to fix the substance abuse issue and then they'll talk about mental health, but it doesn't work like that. You have to address the underlying mental health issue and then you can talk about how they're self-medicating and how to treat the substance use. It's all about mental health awareness, letting young people know that it's okay to talk about it. It's like having overall health. We have brain health, we have physical health. It's important they understand that if their brains are sick, they can reach out and they can ask for it. We try to give them ways to identify what it feels like to have an unhealthy brain so that they can talk to their parents. They can talk to a safe, trusted adult in school so that they can get help early. It's 1 in 5 of all of our young people will struggle with some sort of mental health disorder. Less than 1/3 of those will receive treatment. And the more that we encourage young people to get help is just by talking openly about it, talking, you know, without shame, without stigma, letting them know that there's nothing to be embarrassed about. You know, it's not about a choice, it's about an illness. And that's when they understand that, and when the people around them understand that. You know, because a lot of people will judge and say, well, it's your choice. It's your choice to act a certain way, or it's your choice to, you know, take a substance. It's your choice, but no, it's all about that underlying illness. If we can treat the illness, all of a sudden that choice disappears. There's no desire for self-medicating.
And so if you or somebody that you know is struggling in some way, shape, or form, please get the assistance. If you have no mental health issues whatsoever, please recognize that there are people all around you. At least 20 to 30% of the people you're encountering on a daily basis are suffering from some type of mental health disorder, and those issues have gotten bigger. So just remember that even if you don't currently struggle, the people around you are struggling, so please be empathetic to them as well. So it's very important that we become sympathetic, empathetic to each other.
New Jersey is actually federal. Federally, there's a new emergency mental health crisis number. So starting July 1st, people can dial 988 and go directly right into a mental health crisis counselor. Just like dialing 911 brings you to a police emergency, 988 which brings you to a mental health crisis counselor. So they can also text the word AIR, AIR, to 741-741, and within minutes, they'll get a trained certified counselor on the other end willing to listen to help them help themselves or help them help a friend. If they want to reach out to us, they can reach us at www.air.ngo.
They can take my name and take my fame. Lavender girl, take me back to the start.
We're here today with Attitudes in Reverse, and we have Chris and Nick, and we're just going to ask them a little bit about volunteering with Attitudes in Reverse. Chris, what has been your experience with volunteering?
So when I was a freshman at TCNJ, the College of New Jersey, that's when I met Trisha at a volunteering event, and I told her that we wanted to get involved. We were a new fraternity, so I know that it's very rare in life to come across people that are so gracious and helpful and selfless. So I knew right away when I met Trisha and Kurt that they're that type of people. So we've had a great experience so far. The past 2 years we've been coming to Miki's Walks. We've also been doing Taste of Hope. So just really getting all the brothers in our fraternity to help out and make an impact in the community has been a great experience so far.
That's awesome. And Nick, tell me about stress and mental health in the school environment right now.
Yeah, so a lot of our guys, well, most of us, we just finished finals, so I know a lot of us are stressed. Me personally, I was very stressed, but I think that we've always tried to find a way to cope with it, whether it's hanging out with each other or just doing things that make us happy, and I think that Trisha and Aries did a great job with that. So I have a personal connection with mental health. I have family members that have dealt with it, so just having this opportunity to help Trisha, help people in our community is just a great opportunity for us.
That's awesome.